Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we are going to go over what some of the biggest changes are to EVE Echoes since the beta. Remember to like and sub if you haven't already, and if you would like to take that one step further, we have a Patreon set up for as little as $1. Okay, so let's get straight into it. This one isn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows. It's been a long ride since the alpha. Now, I'm not going to go balls to the wall with guides and spend hours and hours making them for them to change over the coming 10 days. So I'll be doing podcast style guides with some visual references for you all. But as soon as the game launches, expect full coverage as my usual short and sweet guides. We actually had a massive nightmare during the localization test from anomalies becoming so hard that it was almost impossible to do T4 smalls, even while cheesing them in destroyers, to actually having no way at all to share plex between characters on the same account. There were many more issues we had to work with. Some got fixed along the way, some just not in the game for some reason, and others. So let's get with the biggest issue we had in the localization test, the anomaly difficulty, and the massive slowdown of content from Destroyer to T5 Cruiser, at least if you didn't roll Caldari. If you started as a Mar or Minmatar and started in those regions of space with a lowly Minmatar frigate or a heavenly gorgeous Amar vessel, you had much harder time of things. That's not to say it was impossible. Both myself and Nina smashed past a little roadblock, with me ending at 1 million ISK per tick week 1 and Nina ending on 3 million plus ISK ticks week 1. I think she's got dev hacks. This might not seem like a lot, but in the beginning of the game this is massive. Now, as a Caldari pilot rocking those oh so sweet missiles, you had it easy, especially since the pirate factions that dropped these modules were actually the weakest of all the rats in the game, the Garistas. So you had the strongest ships, longest range weapons, the easiest rats, all combined in a heavenly little PvE package. And yes, that is pure salt from me. And in fact, actually pissed off quite a few people, but made many more extremely happy. I was on the fence as this would make it very slow for solo players, with a massive jump from T4 to T5 ships in terms of how much ISK is needed for a trainer, and how T3 to T4 bounties were almost identical for a massive jump in difficulty seemed a little off to us. Now, due to the 20 times bonuses in this final test, honestly these issues will not really be noticeable until the final launch of the game. I just want to bring this to the attention of people and the devs so something can be done about it, because I feel it will make a massive problem at launch. There were quite a few things during the localization test that was present and amazing, like corps and us being the first to start a player corp in EVE Echoes. It was really nice. There were these amazing, very difficult deadspace sites that require fleets to complete, giving more content for corps to play with other than just PvP. Saying that, there is currently no shared bounties. It's whoever kills gets the bounty, which is terrible, but I have been promised that this will be on the top of the list of things to be implemented. I feel it is a pretty big deal. If you're in a corp, it won't be so bad. You can share bounties among each other. Just for random pugs, this will be a bit of an issue. These dead space sites you should definitely look out for in the final test, and new sites spawned by bases called Scouts, where you get your drone BPs and data cores, Rex for your reverse engineering. So let's talk about the ships. Now, the balancing is much better than the beta, but still there needs to be a few more changes. Now, I'm not looking for 100% balance. In EVE, in fact, I don't actually believe there should be 100% balance. I'm so tired of devs trying to perfect balance between characters, classes, ships in many MMOs. It's just such a waste of resources. You don't need balance. It just needs to be somewhat close. Benches have been nerfed from the open beta test, so there will be slower early resource gathering, for example, but drone boats, for instance, need some love, since it's actually quite difficult to get drones past a civilian to even Mark 3, as you need RNG on your side with scout sites being spawned from bases and the actual blueprints dropping. Drones are super powerful when you get them though, to the point they were nerfed for the final test. Now onto the new faction ships. Now this is something that was complete and utter mind-blowing for me. Not sure about the decisions made for creating these guys. We will just use the BC, the Canyu, as an example, probably butchering the name. You can literally hit 980 DPS at around 200 kilometers optimal range with over 10k alpha. These numbers were brought to you by the one and only Nina. If you know what this means, then you will have the same what the fuck moment as me. Basically, you can be blapped out of existence from off-grid, in an exaggerated explanation, but not so far off, honestly. Not really sure what's going on here. It seems like an oversight, but I feel this was intentional. I don't feel like it could be something that is a mistake. It's just they're just too powerful. Even just the weapons themselves stuck on another ship, even if with no bonuses to that particular weapon, you're still looking at serious damage at serious range. We do have corps, which are pretty nice. Corp taxes, wars, friendlies, alliances, corp clones, stations, lots to look at on this front. And if you're looking for a corp, Sovereign states my corp is currently in queue mode, but we are looking for a few more people. We don't want to be a massive multi-corp conglomerate where you just got loads and loads of 200-man corps running around. We want to keep it small for the time being. But there are corps like Catskull Cartel, Opforce Alliance, Trimark, and OBS, and they are still recruiting. All the links to their discords will be in the description. The reverse engineering mechanic is quite nice, having to use data cores and recs in order to create BPs for any ship above T4. None of these ships, except for the trainers, will be available on the market as they were in beta. There will be no BPs seeded on the market either, except for the Capsuleer Outpost parts. The Capsuleer's outposts are built very similar to in EVE Online with Citadels. You build it in parts and then put those parts together to create a station. 600 mil ISK for the station itself and 32 times 20 mil ISK for the parts, making it a lot of ISK. I don't see really being built by solo players for a good long while. We didn't get to see the corp stations yet, but I'm guessing they're going to be absolutely ridiculous. We found no way to currently get the Yangjing ships in the localization test itself, and they may be added to the final test. We'll have to have a look and see. There was no trading at all, no contracts, no player trading, no ISK trading, hoping that this will come alive during the final test so we can thoroughly test it. I know there will be contracts in the final beta, but I don't know if there's going to be anything else. Unfortunately, we won't be able to trade plex between characters on the same account, so you will need to buy plex for each individual character as of right now. Don't make the mistake I did and get 15,060 plex on one character for all 3 Omega combo and only be able to buy it for one character. That wasn't any fun. I feel that the game itself was running very well and I had no issues with the game overheating my phone at all during the test. I also had no lagging or game crashing the entire test, not even once, which is a lot better than the first beta. The addition of the advanced tutorials. This was a very nice addition, giving you access to ships and skills like the Venture Trainer and various Destroyer class trainers. Getting 3 skill levels in planetology right at the start of the advanced tutorial. If you already have these skills trained, the chips just give you straight skill points, which is also nice. Ship stats have been reshuffled, a lot of them to be more like EVE Online, and resist profiles of rats have currently been changed to that of the hull that pirates are flying. And finally, the amazing change to the UI and the overview. This is by far my favorite of the changes so far to EVE Echoes and went in the complete right direction. I have to say an especially good job whoever was working on that themselves. And that's all we have really for the major changes. There are some other small changes, but I need something for you guys to figure out during the test. Please remember to voice your feedback either in the comments so I can post them directly to the devs or in the EVE Echoes Discord suggestions channel using the proper format. I hope you found this useful. Like and sub if you haven't already. I'd like to thank all my subs on Twitch, subs and members on YouTube, patrons, Discord boosters and donators to the channel. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.